What's up, guys? I'm Travis, and you're watching Upgraded RC. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're all doing great. In today's video, we're going to discuss venting or not venting your tires. Now, I've got a lot of subscribers asking me if I vent and what kind of performance I'm getting out of them and what are the pros and cons and the benefits. Well, we're going to discuss all that today, guys, so you know. I'm going to answer your questions for you. Well, I'd like to start by saying this is the stock needle grappler tire that comes stock on the Gladiator and a lot of other axial crawlers out there. They use this on almost everything with the plastic wheels here, and these are vented. I don't know if can you hear that? These are vented, but they're not vented through the tread like people traditionally do. They'll take a leather punch and they'll punch a hole here and here, or maybe in 3 places, or maybe just one. Axial has chose to vent their tires through the wheel, and I'll explain that to you when we take these apart. What I want to do is, I've got some old G-made 3-piece beadlock wheels here, and I'm going to go ahead and throw these into these grapplers along with what I believe is some better foam, and we're not going to vent the wheel and we're not going to vent the tire. You know, I've never really given these needle grapplers a chance. I mean, when I got my Gladiator here, I just went ahead and threw some pit bulls on here, and I liked those, and then I tried the Hyrex out, and I like these a little bit better. I think these have got a great tread pattern to them. But what we're going to do, guys, I'm going to start out with these stock needle grapplers first. We're going to put these back on our Gladiator, and we're going to go out to the backyard crawler course and go ahead and run these around and hit a couple of obstacles with these to see, when I put pressure on them, how much the tire compresses, how wide the footprint is, and what kind of traction we're getting. And then we're going to go ahead and I'll take and put these Hyrex tires back on here, which have way better foam than the stock ones, and they are not vented. And we'll see what kind of performance we get out of those and how wide our footprints is on the same obstacles. Then I'll come back and I'll go ahead and throw my G-made aluminum 3-piece beadlocks onto these with a little bit softer foam than they came with, and we're not going to vent these. And then we'll go ahead and see what kind of performance we get out of that as well. You know, guys, I'm not here to tell you that venting is bad or venting is good. It's each to their own. Everybody's got different levels of performance they want to achieve for what they're trying to do, what they're trying to get out of their vehicle. Venting sometimes is a great option, but I believe I can get the same performance out of a vented tire as I can get with one not vented that has way better, way softer foam in it. It's almost the same thing, if not better. Probably gonna have a lot of people bash me for this, but we're gonna discuss all these benefits about venting and not venting, and we're gonna run out the backyard course and we're going to see what we do. All right, so we got our needle grapplers back on the Gladiator. And one thing I wanted to point out here before we take it outside to the backyard crawler course, I want you guys to look at the tire wall right here. How much sag do we have on the tire wall? So here you can see the tire wall. There's not very much sag in it at all. It actually stands pretty stout due to that foam in there being so stiff. right away, guys, you can see there's quite a bit more sag in these tires with the softer foam than the foam that the Nitos had. So let's go crawl it and see how it does. All right, guys, so we took both sets of tires out on the crawler course with our Gladiator. We ran the Nito with stiff foam and vented, and we ran the Hyrex with soft foam and non-vented. Now let's get a comparison, put these side by side and see what they actually look like side by side. All right, so here's a side-by-side comparison right here of the two tires. And you can see the difference in the sag while they're just sitting there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and push down evenly on both sides. And to me, it definitely seems like the Hyrex right here with the softer foam is so much easier to compress than the other side just because of the stiffer foam. So guys, let's take this one step further than I said I was gonna do. Let's take these Nito grapplers here and take the foam completely out of them. Mount them back up on the Gladiator and run around the course and see how that does. I've got friends that run tires with no foam at all. I've never personally done it. I don't know if it's a pro or a con, guys. I don't know what kind of benefits we're gonna get out of this. I'm sure it's gonna have a lot wider footprint. So let's check it out. So here are the three tires side by side. We've got the two grapplers here. This one has foam, this one does not. Let's see what the difference is here. Big difference, huge difference on the amount of compression and sag. And watch this, if I push this one all the way down, it takes a minute for the air to come back. This is gonna give us a lot wider footprint. I'm kind of curious to see what this is gonna do. Next to the Hyrex, way more compression than the Hyrex. Okay, so we got all the foam pulled out of our Nito grapplers, and here it is mounted up on the Gladiator, just sitting here on the bench so you can compare it just like we did the other ones. It's got quite a bit more sag than most of them, but that is expected. There's no foam inside. It's pretty much basically flat, guys. One thing I can tell you is it's going to take a lot longer for the air to recover. Let's get it out there and see what it does. Well, that was a first for me, guys. I'd have to say, running these Nidos with no foam at all, I was very impressed on how it climbed over the rocks. Obviously, it compressed quite a bit more and we had a bigger footprint. The thing I was very disappointed with, if you're trying to track and go in a straight line, you know, if you're in a competition and you got to get between your two cones here, this just kept wanting to drift off, especially trying to climb uphill on the wooden ramp that I've got there. The tires were so soft that they kept getting, number one, caught in between the rungs on the wood, and it just didn't want to go anywhere. The other thing was, once I got going, because the tire's so flat and the sidewalls are so flimsy, there's no way to track. Like I was saying, you can't keep it going straight. I could not get up the wooden ramp with the flat tires. It just kept bringing me over to the left and I kept falling off. It had the traction to get up there, but with no sidewall, it does not track straight. All right, guys, let's do the last one here. Let's take our Nidos back off, and I'm going to put our G-Made 3-piece beadlocks on here, and we're gonna go with the softer foam, and we're gonna see what that does. So here's our side-by-side comparison, guys. Here is the Nido grappler with no foam in it. Here is the Nido grappler we just installed our G-Made wheels in and have the softer foam. And here is the Hyrax. So I believe that this foam is a lot softer than the other one. I can just tell by pushing down and the compression I get. It feels so much better. I think this is going to work out great. And it's just a little bit softer than my Hyrax even. So, but not near as soft as the one that is flat. All right, guys, here are the two foams side by side. This is the one that came out of the stock Nido grappler. This is the one we're putting into it. Now, I know it's very difficult for you guys to see here, but the white one is quite a bit softer. Let me see, if I put my finger on here, push down with my finger, can you see how much further my finger dives into the white one over the black one? It doesn't seem to want to go down as much. This is a lot softer, more porous foam, probably the closest thing I've got to running flat or with no foam at all. I think this is going to work out really good for traction, and guess what? Because we've got foam all the way up to the edge, this is going to give us great sidewall strength, which is going to help us track straight and get through those obstacles a little bit straighter. The way that wherever I point my tire, I'd like to go there. I don't want my tire drifting off due to the fact that there's no sidewall strength. By the way, guys, I know you all want to know, what am I running in the Hyrax? What kind of foam do I have in there? This is what I have in there. This is Proline's dual stage foam. I love this foam. Now, I would be putting this into the grapplers, but this size is 2.2. I'm getting ready to do my bomber tires also, the 2.2 tires I have. They did not have any foam in the 1.9 size I needed. That's why we're going with what I had laying around, but this is actually pretty soft. I think we're going to be very impressed with this. Well, now we got them all mounted up. Wow, they look so much better on there with the aluminum wheels than the plastic wheels. And that is the stance we've got just sitting here mounted up on the table, guys. Feels great. I think this is going to be an awesome combination. Let's go see what it'll do. All right, so putting the soft foam in the Nidos along with the non-vented wheels, that was probably the best run I'd had, especially on the rocks. It just seemed to hook up a lot better, and it went over the rocks really well. Now, obviously, when the tire was flat, it went over the rocks just a little bit better, but it wouldn't track straight. So, half dozen one way, six another. I think I'd rather have the soft foam and be able to steer where I want to steer and keep my track true and straight. They did do really good on the rocks. I still had, no matter how I did the Nidos, I could not get up the wooden ramp very well at all. The best was probably stock, to be honest with you, for the wooden ramp. But anyway, and I wanted to show you guys this. I told you I would show you. Here is the centerpiece for the stock Nido tire. This is the wheel that's got the holes in it. Let me zoom in. I'm going to show you where these holes are. All right, so here's the center hub on the stock wheel. This is what I was talking about, guys. I don't know if you can see this or not. See right there. See that little hole right there? Let me see if I can pick it up a little bit. And that takes all the light away. But there's a little tiny hole right there drilled in the center of that hub. Now there's also one 180 on the other side. Same thing, just a small hole drilled in there to let air in and out of the tire through the hubs. So that's what they're doing stock. Just thought I'd let you guys know. I told you I'd show you that, and there it is. So there you go, guys. What's my conclusion? It's the same thing I said earlier. There is no right or wrong way to do this. Pretty much each to their own. Depending on the terrain you're trying to conquer and what you're trying to do with it, that's going to dictate what you need to do to your tires to get the best performance out of them. Do I vent personally? You guys were asking me. No, I don't vent. I have a problem with knowing the fact that when I go through a mud puddle or a creek or something, if my tires or my wheels have holes in them, I'm going to have water inside my tire. Now, almost all the new foam companies out there have waterproof foam, so you don't have to worry about your foam rotting or falling apart like in the olden days when you got them wet. So that's not an issue anymore. But if you do punch a hole in your tire with a leather punch, you're going to pick up more debris, more mud, more water, more sticks and stuff. So that's another reason why I hate venting through the tire. If you're going to vent at all, I think it's important that you vent through your wheel. Then you don't have to worry about the debris getting in your tire or sticks ripping it wide open or anything like that. And I think your tires will actually last a little bit longer that way. So I don't vent. I prefer finding the correct foam and the correct tire for the application that I'm trying to do so I can conquer the terrain the way that I want to. I like the way that it drives a lot better with a little bit of stiffness in the sidewall. Like I said, the stiffer your sidewall is, the truer it's going to track. The softer your sidewall is, the easier it's going to be to get over obstacles because you're going to have a wider footprint. So you kind of got to find a happy medium right in the center there, which works best for you. So guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. Just like always, if you have any questions or anything, don't hesitate to comment down below and I will get back with you. It may not be right away, but I promise I will get back with you and try to answer your questions to the best of my ability. Guys, it's been fun. I learned a lot here. I hope you guys learned something. I hope this did something for you. And all you guys that have been asking me the questions about this, hopefully I answered your question. Now, besides that, I had a good time today and I'm not done yet. We still got plenty of daylight out there. I'm going to go run these in a couple other different terrains, and I'm going to put the Hyrex on there and run those. I'm going to see which ones I really like the best, but absolutely no doubt about it, the best traction I got for climbing up the wooden ramp was by far the Hyrex, and these also did really, really good in the rocks, just a little bit better than the Nidos. I guess that's why I never really ran the Nidos, guys. I just bounced right over them because I kind of knew they wouldn't be the best traction. But hey, you got to give it a try and see what happens, right? Until next time, guys, another video just right around the corner. I want you guys to go crawl, go bash, go play, go have a great time. Send me pictures, send me videos. Join my group, Upgraded RC, Bashers, Crashers, and Crawlers. Then I can see all your pictures and your videos, and we can talk back and forth, and that way you guys can get your questions answered a lot quicker, and maybe not by me. Maybe it'll be answered by someone else in the group. There are a lot of smart guys in the group. Anyway, guys, have a great time. I'm going to go crawl some more and have some fun. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.